Do you feel like your memory is broken? You forget names, lose simple words, and English feels like sand that slips through your fingers. What if your mind is not weak, but just waiting for a better way? In this lesson on Luminary English, you will learn how to remember what matters and grow your English. Welcome to Luminary English, where stories light the way to better English. You are not just watching a video. You are stepping into a story. Listen closely, feel every word, and let today be the chapter that changes your English forever. Step 1. Many people say I have a bad memory. They feel stupid when they forget a name or a word in English. They think something is wrong with their brain. But in most cases, the brain is not broken. The real problem is that no one taught us how to use it. We never learned a clear system for memory. So, in this lesson from Luminary English, I want you to see your mind in a new way. Imagine your brain as a big, quiet library. Every time you learn something new, a word in English, a name, a fact, it is like a book that enters this library. If you just throw the book on the floor and walk away, you will never find it again. That is what most people do with information. Short-term memory is like a small table near the door of the library. You put a few books there for a moment, then they fall off. Long-term memory is like the deep shelves inside the library. If a book arrives there, it can stay for years. The problem is simple. We keep almost everything on the small table, and we almost never walk inside. Maybe you read an English word once. You feel, yes, I know it now. Then in the exam or in real life, your mind is empty. The book never went to the right place. You did not save it. When you understand this, you can relax a bit. Your memory is not lazy. It is just untrained. From now on, we will not say my memory is bad. We will say my memory is a library, and I am learning how to be a good librarian. You will learn how to place books with care, how to return to them, and how to find them fast when you need them. And it all begins with the next step, attention. Step 2. If the brain is a library, then attention is the person who opens the door. You cannot remember what you never really saw. You cannot remember what you never really heard. Many times we think we have a memory problem, but we only have an attention problem. Imagine this. You get out of a taxi, you are on your phone. You think about dinner and messages and work. You pay the driver and forget to take your bag. 5 minutes later, you feel panic and you try to remember the car. What color was it? What was the number plate? Your mind is dark. It feels like the memory is not there, but the truth is, it was never really saved. Your eyes saw the car, but your attention was somewhere else. The same thing happens when you study English on your phone. The teacher speaks, but you also read comments. You listen to a podcast and answer messages at the same time. You are in class, but your mind is on a song from yesterday. Later you say I studied, but I do not remember. The problem is that your body was present, but your mind was far away. From today, I want you to practice a very simple skill. Whenever something is important, stop for a few seconds and give it full attention. Look at the face of the person. Listen to their name. Say it in your head and maybe say it out loud. When you see a new English word, pause for a moment. Read it slowly. Say it once or twice with your mouth. Notice how it feels when you speak it. These few seconds are not a waste of time. They are the moment your brain decides to keep the book. Without them, no memory method can help you. With them, every other method becomes 10 times stronger. And once your attention is awake, you are ready for the next step, thinking in pictures. Step 3. Now that you can give real attention to something, we can ask an important question. What kind of thing does your brain like to keep? Your brain does not love empty words. Your brain loves pictures. When I say the word elephant, You do not see the letters in your mind. You see a big gray animal maybe moving its ears or its long nose. That is how your memory works. So if you want to remember more, you must change the way you think. You do not only listen to words, you turn words into pictures. Imagine you meet a girl and her name is Lily. If you only hear the sound Lily and then move on, you will probably forget it. But if you stop for a moment and make a picture of white flowers in her hair or in her hands, your brain wakes up. It thinks this is interesting, I will keep it. The same idea works with English vocabulary. Let us say you want to remember the word mountain. You could just repeat mountain many times, or you could build a strong picture. You close your eyes for a second. You see a very tall mountain with snow. You imagine yourself standing there with cold air on your face. The word now has a picture and a feeling. Pictures can also be funny or strange. In fact, strange pictures are even better. If you need to remember the word milk, do not see a normal glass. See a giant river of milk. See yourself swimming in it. If you want to remember the word cat, imagine a cat wearing shoes and reading a book. It may sound silly, but your brain loves this kind of story picture. From now on, when you study English or meet new people, try this. Give full attention for a few seconds, then quickly create a picture in your mind. It can be simple or crazy. It just needs to be clear. In the next part, you will see how we can connect many such pictures together and turn a boring list into a small movie that your mind will never forget. Step 4. Now that you can make strong pictures in your mind, it is time to connect them. Your brain does not really love lists. Your brain loves stories. A list is like many small islands far away from each other. A story is like a river that connects them all. This is why you can remember a movie from many years ago, but you forget a list of words from last week. The movie had characters and problems and funny moments. The list had nothing. So in this step, we will turn boring lists into small movies inside your mind. Imagine someone gives you a list to remember. Apple horse jacket, candle ice cream, cloud socks, chair, tree monkey. If you try to repeat the words again and again, you will soon feel tired and bored. Your brain will push them away. But if you turn them into a crazy story, your brain will wake up. You can do it like this. A giant apple falls from the sky and hits a horse on the head. The horse is scared and runs into a shop and takes a jacket. It is dark, so the horse lights a candle. The candle is so hot that it melts a huge ice cream. The ice cream explodes into a cloud that starts to rain socks. One sock hits a chair. The chair grows into a tree, and from that tree, a monkey jumps down and laughs with you. Close your eyes and run this movie in your head. You will see that the order of the list is now clear. You did not memorize each word alone. You followed the story. You can use this method with English vocabulary too. Take 10 new words and make one wild story that uses them all. It does not need to be logical. In fact, the more strange it is, the better your memory will be. From today, when you see a list, do not fight with it. Turn it into a story. Let your imagination play like a child again. Your brain will thank you for it. And now that you have stories, we need to talk about time. Because one moment with a story is not enough. We must visit it again and again in the right rhythm. Step 5. Many students believe that if they learn something once, it is now safe in their mind. They read a page, they feel good, and they move on. 1 week later, they are shocked. Almost everything is gone. This is not because they are stupid. It is because the brain follows a simple rule. What you do not see again, you slowly forget. Memory needs time and return. Think of a word you learned today in English. Maybe you saw it in this video or in a book. At the start, it is like a line you draw in soft sand on the beach. The line is clear for a short time. Then the wind comes, the waves come, the line begins to fade. After some days, it is as if you never wrote anything there. This is the forgetting curve. The only way to save the line is to draw over it again before it disappears. Spaced repetition is just a kind and smart way to draw the line again. You do not repeat the word every minute. You review it after some time passes. For example, you learn a new word in the morning. After about 1 hour, you look at it again and use it in a simple sentence. The next day, you find a moment to say it again, maybe while you walk or make coffee. 2 days later, you write it in your journal with a short example from your life. A few days after that, you try to teach the word to a friend or to the mirror. 1 week later, you quickly test yourself. Each time you meet the word again, your brain says, "This is still important. I will store it deeper." The time between your reviews can grow slowly. At first, you need to see it soon. Later, you can wait more days. You can use flashcards or simple paper. On one side, you write the English word. On the other side, you write the meaning in your language and one short sentence in English. When you look at the card first, try to remember without turning it. Only then check. You do not need to be perfect. You just need to return. Many small visits are better than one long, heavy study session. Think of spaced repetition as many friendly meetings with your knowledge. You are building a long relationship with your words. And when you meet something many times, your heart begins to care. This leads us to the next step, the power of emotion. Step 6. Have you noticed that some memories never leave you? You remember the day someone broke your heart. You remember one teacher who believed in you. You remember a moment when you felt very proud or very ashamed. You may not remember what you ate last week, but you remember one sentence that hurt you many years ago. Why is that? It is because memory loves emotion. Your brain is not only a machine for facts, it is also a guardian of your feelings. When something makes you feel strong joy or fear or love or pain, your brain receives a loud message. This is important, keep it. So if you want to remember better, you must invite emotion into your learning. Without feeling, learning becomes dry. With feeling, learning becomes alive. Think of an English word like abandon. On paper, it only means to leave something or someone. But maybe in your life there was a time when you felt left behind. If you gently connect the word abandon with that story, your brain will never forget it. Or take a positive word like courage. You can link it to a day when you did something even though you were afraid. Now the word is not just ink. It is part of your story. Of course, we do not always have a real memory for every new word or fact. In that case, we can create emotion. We can pretend. If a topic feels boring, we can still add a funny or dramatic picture to it. For example, a math rule can become a small joke in your mind. A grammar point can become a comic scene with two characters arguing. Even a fake emotion is better than no emotion because it gives your brain something to hold. When you study from now on, ask yourself one simple question. How does this make me feel? Does it give me hope? Does it make me laugh? Does it remind me of something in my life? If the answer is yes, your memory will grow strong roots. If the answer is no, try to add some color and feeling with your imagination. In Luminary English, we do not only train the brain, we also touch the heart. Because when your heart cares, your mind remembers. In the next part, you will see one of the best ways to create both memory and emotion at the same time. You will learn how teaching others can double what you keep inside. Step 7. Now I want to invite you into a new role. Until now, you have been the student. You listen, you read, you repeat. But there is a beautiful secret about memory. When you teach something, you remember it twice as strong. Your brain must work harder. It must choose the right words, find clear examples, and organize the idea. In that moment, the knowledge is not just sitting in your head. It is moving through you. It becomes part of you. Imagine you have just learned a new English word or a new idea about memory from this lesson on Luminary English. If you close the video and do nothing, your brain may think maybe this is not so important. But if you stand in front of a mirror and explain it in simple English, your brain receives a different message. This must be important. We are using energy to share it. Let us keep it. Even if your English is not perfect yet, that is fine. In fact, searching for simple words makes you understand even more. You do not always need a real student. You can speak to an empty chair in your room. You can record a short voice message on your phone as if you are helping a friend. You can write a short post or a message where you explain the new word in your own way. The key is this: do not only take in information. Send it out again. When you speak or write what you just learned, you are testing your memory and training it at the same time. From today, each time you finish a small study session, choose one thing and teach it. It can be one word, one sentence, or one idea about memory. Keep it short and simple. Over time, you will notice something powerful. You are not only learning English and memory skills, you are slowly becoming a guide for other people too. And that feeling of being useful will make your own memories even stronger. Now let us build a place inside your mind where all these lessons can live together. Step 8. Your brain loves places. Many years can pass and you may forget 1,000 facts, but you still remember your childhood home, your schoolyard, the way to your favorite cafe. You can close your eyes and walk through these places step by step. This natural skill is the heart of a famous memory method called the mind palace. It sounds big and complex, but we will keep it simple and friendly. Think of it as a safe house where you store your important ideas. First, choose a place you know very well. It can be your current room, your family home, or a small shop you visit often. In your mind, stand outside the door and then enter. Look at the first area you see. Maybe it is a shoe rack, a table, or a picture on the wall. That will be your first station. Then move slowly through the space and notice other clear spots. A sofa, a window, a bed, a desk, a lamp. Each one will be a station in your mind palace. You do not need many. Even 8 or 10 stations are enough to begin. Now, we will place information on these stations using pictures and stories, just as you learned before. For example, let us say you want to remember the planets in order. At the first station, you imagine a small silver ball that is very hot. That is Mercury. At the next station, you see a beautiful woman made of light. That is Venus. At the third, you place a spinning globe of our Earth. At the next, you throw red dust everywhere for Mars. You continue like this, building one picture for each planet, one station after another in the house. Later, when you want to remember, you do not fight to pull the words from nowhere. You simply walk through the house in your mind. You open the door, see the first picture, then the next, and the next. The order appears naturally because the space has a clear order. You can use this for English too. You can store parts of a speech, keywords for an exam, or sentences you want to say in a meeting. At first it may feel strange, but with practice your mind palace will become a friendly place where your knowledge waits for you. And at the end of each day, you can even visit it before you fall asleep. Step 9. There is a quiet moment each day when your brain becomes a careful librarian. It is the time just before you fall asleep. All day long, you open many books. You see faces, words, messages, videos, worries, jokes. At night, your brain cannot keep them all. It must choose. This stays, this goes. This goes to long-term memory. This goes to the trash. The beautiful thing is that you can help it choose. Many people spend their last minutes of the day scrolling through social media or watching random clips. Their eyes are tired, but they continue until sleep takes them. In the morning, they feel heavy and full of noise. Very little from the day before is clear. Now imagine a different night. You turn off bright screens a little earlier. You sit or lie down in a calm position. You open your notebook or just use your mind. For a few minutes, you gently review what really matters. Maybe you think of 3 English words you learned that day. You whisper them and say one simple sentence for each. Maybe you remember one idea from this Luminary English lesson about attention or pictures or stories. You rest your mind on it and repeat it softly. You do not need to study hard. You do not need to feel stress. This is not an exam. It is more like speaking to your brain with kindness. You are saying, "This is important for me. Please keep it." When you fall asleep after such a review, your brain has a clear signal. It knows which books to place on the deep shelves. Over time, this small habit can change a lot. Your mornings become lighter. Your memory becomes more stable. And your day has a gentle closing that respects your mind. In the next step, we will add one more strong tool to help your brain save what you learn. We will use something very simple that you can do almost anywhere. We will use the power of writing. Step 10. There is a simple action that can make your memory much stronger. It is the action of writing. When you write something with your own hand, you slow down your thinking. You must choose each word. Your eyes, your hand, and your brain work together. It is like pressing the save button inside your mind. When you only read or listen, your brain can stay passive. When you write, your brain becomes active and awake. Imagine you have a small notebook that you use only for your learning. This can become your Luminary English journal. Each time you learn a new word, a useful sentence, or an idea from this video, you give it a place on the page. You do not just copy. You write the word, you write a simple meaning in your own language, and you add one short sentence from your life. In this way, the page becomes a picture of your mind. For example, you learn the word resilience. You write resilience. You write the meaning, the ability to become strong again after hard times. Then you write one sentence. After I failed an exam, I studied again and passed. That was my resilience. Now this word is not just a dry definition, it is connected to your story. When you look at this page again later, the memory will come back quickly. Writing does not need to be beautiful or perfect. Your notebook is not a school exam. It is a private place where you talk to yourself on paper. You can write short notes about how you feel, what you want to remember from the day, or one lesson from this Luminary English video. Over time, your journal will become a map of your growth, and each line that you write will help your brain keep what matters. Next, we will add another strong habit. We will learn how to test your memory in a kind and honest way. Step 11. Many learners make one big mistake. They think that understanding and remembering are the same thing. They read a page and feel, yes, I understand. But if you take the page away and ask them to explain, their mind goes blank. True memory is not what you can understand while you look at the words. True memory is what you can bring back when the words are gone. This is why active recall is so important. Active recall is a simple practice. After you learn something, you close the book or pause the video and you ask your brain, what do I remember? You try to say it in your own words without looking. At first, this can feel a little uncomfortable. Your brain may resist. It is easier to look at the page again. But the moment of effort when you search inside is exactly when your memory grows. It is like lifting a weight for your mind. You can use active recall in many small ways. After the step of the video, close your eyes and try to repeat the main ideas. For example, you can say to yourself, Step 10 was about writing and a journal. Step 11 is about testing my memory. When you read a story in English, stop at the end of the page and tell the story again in simple English, even if it is not perfect. When you learn new words, look at the meaning and try to remember the word before you check. Do not be afraid of mistakes. Forgetting for a moment is not failure. It is part of the training. Each time you try to recall and then check, you make the path in your brain stronger. If you do this day after day, you will be ready when life tests you in real moments, in exams, in conversations, in work. But there is still one more enemy we must face. Even a strong memory cannot work well inside a crowded and noisy mind. Step 12. Your brain is not a storage room for every small piece of information in the world. It is a garden. If you plant too many things without care, everything fights for space and light. Nothing grows well. Many people think they have a weak memory, but in truth, their mind is simply overloaded. There is too much noise, too many messages, too many videos, too many worries. Important things get lost in the storm. Think about a normal morning. The alarm rings. You pick up your phone at once. Before you even sit up, you see news, jokes, drama, and the lives of other people. Your brain has already opened many books before breakfast. Later, you make a small mental list for the store. You plan to buy apples, bread, milk, soap, and onions. But by the time you arrive, your mind is full of new images and voices from your phone. You remember apples and bread, but forget soap and onions. You feel stupid, but it is not because you are stupid. Your mind is simply too full. To protect your memory, you must protect your attention and your mental space. In the morning, give yourself a few minutes without screens. Breathe, stretch, maybe read one line from your journal, or review one English phrase out loud. During the day, choose times when you do not look at your phone. Let your mind rest for a while. In the evening, write down your thoughts and tasks so they do not spin inside your head all night. You can also clean your digital world. Unfollow sources that always make you stressed or distracted. Follow pages that teach you, calm you, or make you grow. Remember, you are the guard at the door of your mind. You can choose what comes in. When your inner world is more quiet and clear, all the memory skills from this Luminary English journey will work much better. Now let us bring everything together and close this lesson with a clear and simple call to action. Now we reach the end of this story. You have walked through a whole system for a stronger memory and better English. You saw your mind as a library. You learned to give full attention, to think in pictures, to turn lists into stories, and to return at the right time. You felt how emotion, teaching, and the mind palace can make learning alive. You used the night, you used writing, you used honest self-testing, and you started to protect your mind from overload. This is more than a group of tricks. It is a new way to live with your brain. But knowing is only the first step. Real change comes when you choose one small action and do it today. Maybe you start a simple journal. Maybe tonight you review 3 words before sleep. Maybe after this video you stand up and teach one idea from Luminary English to the mirror. Choose one step and make it real. If this lesson helped you, remember to subscribe to Luminary English, share this video with a friend, and tell us in the comments which step you will use first. Your mind is ready for more. Let us keep learning together and make your English and your memory shine.